Hey guys, Travis D here from This Freakin Show. As promised from last week, I'm bringing you part 2 of our extended recording from earlier this week. Like I said, the show went on damn near 2 hours, so I figured we better split it up. You know, for time sakes, for you guys to get a chance to listen to one part of it instead of having to sit through a 2-hour long podcast. So we did this for you, not just for us. So I'm going to bring you part 2 of our conversation. This is where we talk more about the cancel culture issues that have been going on in the world, as far as Pepe Le Pew, Dr. Seuss, Potato Head, and even some backlash about the Amazon icon, as well as we kind of give a little respect to the fact that March is Women Appreciation Month, Women's History Month, and such things like that. And, of course, what we're freaking thinking about. So sit back, relax, enjoy part 2, episode 5 of season 5 of This Freakin Show as we dive into it right now. Perfect. Joe, I want to talk to you, about politics a little bit, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Cool. Perfect. Okay, awesome. I want to get your view on a lot of the canceling things that's been going on over the last week. I know last season we did kind of like a cancel culture game and stuff like that. But I just want to get your brief point of view on, like these things coming around, like Dr. Seuss, Mr. Potato Head, Pepe Le Pew, the Amazon app logo and stuff, and kind of get your views on that.
Yeah. I'm going to start, I'm trying to decide where to start.
Can you do me a favor? Can you start with the dumbest thing and then move to the one that you most believe is like accurate? Like the one that should be canceled? But start with the one that's the dumbest. Because I'll tell you which one I think is the dumbest and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Are we in agreement that the dumbest thing is the Amazon packaging?
That is the dumbest thing. That's one of those things, like, if I was explaining to a guy, like, the only reason somebody bitched about the app is because some dude got really fucking high with a buddy of his. And his buddy's girlfriend is a Karen.
Almost.
And this dude got so fucking high, I was like, dude, man, you ever look at this app and think, maybe it kind of looks like Hitler? And his buddy's like, dude, it is. And then he went home and was like, hey, babe, look at this app. Tell me if you think that looks like Hitler. And she's like, oh! And then we're on social fucking media. I can only imagine that's exactly what fucking happened, because there's no one in their right mind would come across that and think, oh, a Amazon smiley face that has been around forever, just because they put a little blue ribbon above it, all of a sudden it's fucking Hitler.
I've never even noticed maybe the app changed and then it changed again and I just didn't even really notice. Because for most of my app using time, it's always been like a cart or just like a white background with a yellow banana smile. With the arrow. I mean, obviously, but it looks like a banana because that's the shade of yellow it is.
Yes.
So they changed it to look like the side of their box, and they had the little tape on the box. And yeah, I guess it looks like a mustache if you have a lip the size of Montana. Like, it didn't even look like a mustache to me until I read the story, and then I went and I looked at the 2 different versions, and I was like, that doesn't even look like a mustache unless you want it to be a mustache.
Yeah.
And then I guess if you want it to be a mustache, yes, it is a toothbrush mustache. It is a Hitler or a Charlie Chaplin. Sure, but it's not a mustache. It's just not.
But see, there's the thing too.
I think that's the dumbest one.
Yeah, but why does it have to be Hitler? Just like you said, Charlie Chaplin had that mustache.
Right.
And I get that his thing was a spoof off of Hitler.
Right.
But Oliver Hardy.
It was also just a popular mustache.
Yeah, Oliver Hardy had that mustache.
Right.
Just because one evil fucking guy had a fucking... I mean, come on now.
I got a video to share with you at some point. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
It's a Darth Vader?
No. But it is word for word almost the conversation you just had with yourself.
Okay. With myself?
Yeah. I mean, I was mostly just sitting here for that. But
you talking about when I just talked about Lauren Hardy's mustache?
Yes.
I was talking to you.
No, I know, but you said something and then you kind of replied to yourself in the middle of talking to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got Phil the banter.
Yeah.
That was
I thought.
This is the dumbest. What was that?
I think what were the other options?
There was Pepe Le Pew. Well, okay, so they're canceling Pepe Le Pew because he kept forcing himself onto Sylvester.
I mean, I've always thought Pepe Le Pew was very creepy. Personally.
Yeah, but I mean, he was French are, love guys, not creepy guys, but the whole idea of France and Paris and the city of love and all that stuff, I mean, that's his thing.
If the cat with the paint stripe on her back had been into it, it'd be a little different for me. But I always, even as a kid, I was like, she's very clearly saying no. So like that's the only one that I think is like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I don't care. It doesn't affect my life in any way. It's not a cartoon I was going to go back and watch because I just have no interest in it. I never personally really liked watching Pepe Le Pew, and so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not good to cancel him entirely. Maybe use him, like, okay, so he's not going to be in Space Jam. Whatever. I don't give a shit. I wasn't going to watch Space Jam for Pepe Le Pew anyway. I probably wasn't going to watch Space Jam 2 because I don't care about LeBron James or Looney Tunes.
Well, I'm not watching it just because I don't want to ruin the first one.
Right. Yeah. The first one's so good. I mean, it's like a perfect movie.
Side note, not that it was canceled or anything, but did you see how certain people were pissed that they took away Lola Bunny's sex appeal?
So that's really funny to me because what I didn't realize is, in the original movie, she actually wasn't as sexy as the picture that they're showing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the picture that they're showing was art that a furry drew.
God damn. It's weird that people are actually pissed about that.
Right.
Like, I think some dude said, what did they do to my boo? It's like, dude, first off, it's a fucking cartoon. Second off, it's a goddamn rabbit.
Right. Also, like people who were like, it's unnatural for her to not have boobs. Like, rabbits don't have boobs.
Right. You want to be accurate, you gotta have the nipples that go all the way down the fucking stomach.
Right.
So fucking weird.
Yeah, so that one I think is silly too. And then the Dr. Seuss one and the Mr. Potato Head, like, to me, that's how capitalism works. A company has said, I would like to change my products and remove some things from my product line that are not selling well any longer because they are bad for our brand and they are, like we with Mr. Potato Head, we're just dropping the Mr. We're just calling it Potato Head. You can buy a male potato and you can buy a female potato. It's all Potato Head now. So like, you want a Potato Head dog? We got a Potato Head dog. You want a Potato Head man? We got a Potato Head man. Like, it's just Potato Head. It's just the brand name is no longer Mr. Potato Head. So I just don't, it feels weird to me to care about that much.
Like, I think it would have been okay if if it was a rebranding thing of just like, Potato Head or Potato Family, whatever. Throw three big potatoes, small potato, and you can design them any way you want. You give them enough of the put together pieces, you can make a Mr. and a Mrs. Potato Head, two Mr. Potato Head, two Mrs. It doesn't matter. You create a Potato Head family together. If it was a rebranding tool by whoever made Potato Head, I don't think it'd be that big of a fucking deal. I think the problem that people are having is that in their minds somebody uproared about it. And that's another thing too. I don't even think it's the whole, somebody being pissed about it. I think it's all of these happening within a month that's just really fucking confusing everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. I mean, like, Mr. Potato has been around for decades. Dr. Seuss since the 70s. Pepe Le Pew since 65. It's just like, something happened in 2021 where like 5 different things from like our childhood that we thought nothing of because, let's face it, back when we were younger, we never thought about Asian racism in Dr. Seuss or, the rapist skunk from Looney Tunes. And like, that wasn't our thought, but something happened where somebody read a Dr. Seuss book and said, oh, fuck this. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, well, wait a minute. You ever think about how Pepe Le Pew is like, molesting fucking, cats that are being painted? it's just something happened where all these things happened at once, and I think it all started with the Potato Head. I think that was the first thing out of these four. Pepe Le Pew was the most recent. I think that was like maybe a week ago, if that.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a real thing until I saw it on Twitter today that it was like an actual thing. I'm still not sure he's actually canceled because beyond the fact that I don't think Pepe Le Pew has been on the air in a decade because that's the last time there's been a new Looney Tune. But
he is officially out of Space Jam. Like he is not.
Yeah, well, that's what until I think today I didn't see that he wasn't in Space Jam.
Yeah, and here's
the Dr. Seuss thing was actually, I'm pretty sure it was announced like 6 months ago. Like it's not actually a new story. Yeah.
I see. I've only heard about it recent, so maybe they're just using it as an example then.
Yeah.
I've only heard about it within the last.
I think there are some people who are just trying to whip up a controversy because there isn't, because President Trump's not in the news all the time anymore. And so they're trying to figure out, like, what's the thing that we can whip up a frenzy about so that we can sell newspapers all day? So that everyone tunes in to Fox News and MSNBC constantly the way they did the last 4 years. That's what I think it really is that they wanna play on people's fears about culture changing so that you are glued to the television, you're glued to the radio, and you're listening or you're watching, that you're consuming the story that we want to tell you so that you continue to consume our story.
So it's like one of those things, like they don't care if it's positive feedback or negative feedback as long as they have feedback.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
Did you?
I don't know that that's what the brands are doing. I think the way the news is telling about it is what it's doing. Yeah.
Well, it's like when people go on social media and like you can watch a video or see a meme or something that is posted by like one of the bigger like Facebook pages, and they'll get like hundreds of thousands like responses, either likes, hates, loves, or whatever, and hundreds of like comments, whether it be positive. I mean, it's even like like if Trump was doing a live video, Biden was doing a live video, Pence, Kamala Harris, AOC, any of them. Like if anyone went onto Facebook Live and did something, like they don't care what the comments are saying. They just care that the comments are there.
Yep.
Because they can sit there and say. I mean, it's like it's like with Trump. Like like he could have, like Trump and Biden could both have videos. Biden could have 10,000 comments. Trump could have 50,000 comments.
Right.
But 40,000 of those 50,000 could be fucking negative and hate. But it doesn't matter because just by looking at it, unless you read through all of them, you're just gonna see Trump had twice as many comments.
Right.
And that's how people fucking look at it. It's like,
absolutely.
They don't care about what's being said. They just care how much of it's being said.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you ever happen to see that article or hear anything about I don't remember what the community is. I don't think it's Black Lives Matter, but some community asked Brie Larson to step down as Captain Marvel so that character could be replaced with an ethnic lesbian.
I did hear. I haven't read the article. I did hear about that.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how real it is. It sounds real.
I'm not sure. I think there is a group that did ask that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it happened. I don't know if it's going to happen. I do think Monica Rambeau, the character that was introduced in WandaVision, does play a version of Miss Marvel in the comics. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna work her into the story somehow.
Yeah.
I think that's what how she got her powers is the going into the barrier 3 times or whatever.
Well,
because of that.
But isn't there a Miss Marvel, like a Kamala Khan or something like that?
Yeah. That's a different iteration of the character.
Okay, because I know nothing about that character. I do know it exists. I know it's in the Marvel Contest of Champions game I play. So I don't know how relevant that is to like Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel or whatever the fuck it is. But I mean, is that what they're trying to do? Is replacing Captain Marvel with like Kamala Khan? Because like I said, I don't know anything about Kamala Khan.
So I honestly don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I can make something up, but
right. But it's just one of the things like where like reading the article, they talk about how like with Brie Larson being such an activist for, equality for, like the African American community and everything like that. That, like some people think that they're just trying to pressure her, saying like, listen, if you really care about this, you will do this.
Right.
But then there's other people just saying like, it's like, they just want to have more, ethnic, superheroes, which, I mean, I get it, everyone wants their, their personality represented on the screen, that it happened with Black Panther, and again, incredible movie. I can't wait to see what they do with Black Panther 2. It looks like the sister is, go ahead.
Like, how are they going to handle it without Chadwick? But beyond that.
Yeah. I know, like, with that one movie that's coming out, the, what the hell is that? Shang, whatever?
Oh, Chang Li or?
Yeah. I mean, so, you're getting the Asian ethnicity, represented there too, and.
I'm really bad at knowing that character.
Yeah. War Machine, even fucking Outer Space, Gamora, everyone's being represented. So I get why they want to do it, but, it's just weird, like, if you go from the aspect of, well, if she's willing to do it, then she's true to her word. Right. But who passes up millions of fucking dollars for work? It's hard to turn that money down.
Right. Well, it's like it's a tough call too, because you're like, well, if you already have the platform, it's hard to give it up. I don't know how to say it because without kind of feeling like I'm being an asshole myself.
Throw a disclaimer in there.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say, and I'm in the midst.
It's hard, isn't it hard?
How do I want to say this? Yeah,
because you don't want to come off as an asshole.
Right. Well, yeah. But I do think, it's a tough choice once you already are in the role.
Yeah.
To give it up because like you're already in the role. If you stay in the role, you're going to get more money that you can then use to do other things. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, it is a huge symbol to step back and say, okay, fine, cast somebody else. I don't care. I already have my millions from the other thing.
Yeah, but that's one thing too. Is like, if she could step away, I think there was a name of somebody they could replace it with. I don't know what the article is. I can't think of the name. But for Brie Larson to sit there and go up to a producer or director, Disney itself, and say, "Hey, listen, I'm stepping down from Captain Marvel. I know we had these plans for it. I'm not going to do it anymore. I want this person to do it instead." Who's to say that Disney's going to be like, you know what? I agree with you. Let's have that girl do it.
Right.
I don't see them doing that.
No, they'll just cancel the franchise.
Yeah, they'll pull Captain Marvel off and they'll just fill it in with another hero. Yeah,
and I feel like the other thing too is like, and maybe once again, maybe it's the place and time that we've reached. Maybe people feel comfortable asking for this kind of thing or whatever. But I don't remember anybody saying like, Robert Downey Jr., I know you're making $16 million a film and you say that you care about this. Why don't you step down and let somebody else be Iron Man? I haven't seen anybody saying, Chris Evans, you've done a great job, but you say you care about this, so why don't you step down as Captain America? And of course, the timing of it is they both have stepped down by now. They're not in the roles anymore because they're too expensive.
Yeah.
But like Mark Ruffalo, is a very active, person in the sort of the liberal Hollywood sphere. The activist sphere, and with the Hulk, it's not even like you're the character, really. I mean, I think he's the only one who has actually played the model for the Hulk. Everyone else, it's like a computer generated and it's somebody else, or it was Lou Ferrigno, as the Hulk and then somebody else as Bruce Banner, But no one's going to Mark Ruffalo and saying, hey, why don't you let Idris Elba play the Hulk? Or, I just don't. I think there's something to the fact that Brie Larson's a woman, and it's just like, well, what, why are you telling a woman to do this? I don't know.
Well, and to kind of go back to what you're saying about like, Iron Man and Captain America, in a sense, in a way, they have been replaced by, African-American actors. I mean, look at Falcon taking up the role with the shield and everything. Mm-hmm. He's not Captain America, but he is that patriotic symbol.
He'll have the name. I mean, in the comic books, he actually becomes Captain America. a Falcon version of Captain America.
Yeah, so it's his own character that's taking up that helm. And same thing with War Machine when it comes to Iron Man.
I think Spider-Man was going to take over that role, and then I don't know. It's all gotten very confusing. But
yeah. Well, until those big name movies come back out, like I mean, like even all the ones that were listed, like none of them say anything about like, another Avengers movie coming out anytime soon. They're, like I said, I mean, there was the Shang movie. Again, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong and I apologize. I'm just too lazy to look it back up. Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, like all those movies are coming out, but even Thor 3, I think that's Jane Foster. So even
he was replaced with a woman.
Yeah. So like, I think the representation of these, different cultures, genders, ethnicities, they are there.
Right.
But I think they're trying to.
That's the challenge for me too, right? As I agree with you. I think they are becoming represented. So why are you asking Brie Larson, who did a good job with the character, to quit doing it? And I don't know that I'm attached enough to give a shit. If you made a really good argument, I'd probably say, sure, that's fine. I don't care. I'm going to go, they're going to get my $20 whether or not Brie Larson stays in the role.
Yeah. But the thing is, it just has to make sense.
Right.
Like if Brie Larson was replaced with an African American woman and they just brought her in like nothing changed.
Right.
Then it becomes like, okay, well, if you're not explaining this, then why the fuck am I being drawn into it? Right. And it's not like they're taking away, black characters in comics and replacing them with white actors in the movies. They're trying to stay true to what's in the comics.
Right.
And I think that's what they're supposed to do. I think that's the best way of doing it. It's not like they had, Tom Hardy go out and go out and play Luke Cage on Netflix.
Right. Yeah.
It's just, they're following true to what the comics are. And I think if Brie Larson was cast as Captain Marvel, she was cast for a reason, and just commit to that. There's other characters when they do it. I'm assuming they're doing our X-Men. There's going to be Storm. Storm is going to be played, I'm assuming going to be played by an African American woman because that's who she is in the movies. That's who she is in the comics. So, commit to that. Now, if she gets portrayed by a fucking white woman, then be pissed about it.
Well,
but
I don't necessarily you got like a real obscure character that very, very few people care about, and you decide to give them a makeover, and honestly, even Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. I believe in the comic books, the original Captain Marvel was a man, and then later on it was a woman, and then and that's who Brie Larson's character is based on. But if no one knows about it, I don't give a shit if you change it. Just be consistent through the movies. That's the fact that we can sit and watch it and we can see the inconsistencies and have problems with them. That's what makes it difficult. And there are some people who they're going to get so hung up on that, they're going to miss the point of the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the worst part, is when you get so hung up on something, you miss the point of the story.
Yeah. But that's what that I love about it. Now you may watch the movies differently because you're kind of more ingrained in this world of comics and stuff like that. But for me, they're able to blend all these movies together, without error, without issue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time in between 2008 and 2019. We saw 22 movies or some shit like that, 23 fucking movies that were ingrained into each other and without flaw.
And a couple of TV shows.
Yeah. Fucking even The Shield and all that shit. Without flaws, it works together, and then maybe the more diehard fans could see the issues here and there or whatever.
Yeah.
But for me, it's there. It's working great. And I just don't think that, I know that they have a fucking idea. I'm assuming back in 2010, 2012, they knew how Endgame was going to end. They had to have that idea.
An idea.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming without, the next Captain Marvel movie was, what did I say it was? 2022.
Captain Marvel? Okay.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Right, yeah.
Faye confirmed a sequel for Captain Marvel. It was developed July 2019, blah, 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 blah. Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel by January 2020. Studio wants a female director. So they don't even give you a plot line or anything for it, so, but it's there. There's gonna be a Miss Marvel series, in 2021.
I think that's gonna be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to it, but I also feel like, maybe
the Kamala Khan. It's the Kamala Khan one.
Yeah, okay. Which I'm really excited for that. I'm not gonna lie, but like, what do I want to say? Representation matters. It's very important.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see stories that are unfamiliar to me because I'm used to watching as a white guy who is represented by a white guy on the screen. It's very easy for me to find characters that I can watch and identify with because they look like me, and they, I don't look anything like them, but they look like me,
I mean, I can kind of see a little Peter Quill in you, man.
Right? Yeah.
But it's that Jufro though.
Depressed Thor, yeah.
Yeah, depressed Thor.
Yeah, I mean, I really vibe with depressed Thor. But I think that's great. But like, what do I want to say? Maybe I'm just getting old. But like, why do we care? Like there are people starving. There are like, kids are having trouble having food on their plates. Like, why do we give a fuck what the skin color of Captain Marvel is once she's already been cast as Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Like, if that's something that's important to you, okay, it's not important to me, so change it. I don't care. Like, it's very much like when I got married, the best advice I've ever gotten about planning my wedding was, if there's something you care about it. If there's something she cares about, let her make the decision. If there's something somebody else cares about, they can make that decision and take care of it. But like, just only care about the stuff that you care about and then accommodate the rest.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting to a point in my life where it's like, you know what? It's just a fucking movie, man. Like, it's a good movie. It's important. There's a lot of cultural myth building that's happening, and we see not just ourselves, but the society we live in reflected back to us through the films. In some way, and it's important for us to have this meta narrative so that we can move forward together as this, we are the superheroes type of thing, and I get that that's important, but like, let's actually act on it. Let's feed some kids. Let's get some homeless people houses. I just don't give a shit anymore.
I do gotta ask you though, like when you're going through your talking there, you used the term "man" at the end of one of your statements.
I didn't even notice. I just come on, man?
You threw it. Yeah, you Bidened.
Yeah, I'm really bad about that. I've also started saying "you guys" a lot.
I found myself saying "come on, man" more and more ever since I heard the debate between him and Trump. Like, I'll sit there and like my fucking dog won't. I'm like, Cooper, come on, let's get in the house. Let's get in the house. Come on, Coops, come on. Like, come on, man. I'm like, God damn it. Like, holy shit, God. But yeah, every time I hear someone like end their statement with "man," fucking Biden is the first thing that pops in my fucking head. Like, come on, man.
I know, and it's never like the version of him from the meme where he's saying it either. It's like the version of him where he's on stage and his eye is filling with blood.
Right. Like, we just shut up, man. Come on, man. Oh, fuck. Hey, one more quick question about politics, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, sure.
Yep. How do you feel about Biden's presidency so far?
It's fine. It's kind of what I thought it would be, and it's okay. I do think things are going well. I do feel like a lot of people are feeling optimistic who were not feeling optimistic. But I also feel like there are still border facilities housing children. And that's a problem. We're still bombing Syria. The people whose visas were denied underneath the Muslim ban are still going to have their visas denied, possibly forever. What other things haven't changed? Like, there's a lot that just has not changed, and it's not going to change. And that's, neither surprising, like it's disappointing, but not surprising.
Yeah.
Everything so far has been like basically exactly what I expected and has been completely unsurprising. I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of the gas prices.
Yeah.
I don't hate the guy. I mean, I know he's doing what he can for more of a unified country,
Yeah.
which I do appreciate.
I feel like that. I like that. I don't.
Yeah. Outside of the United States, I'm kind of questionable on some of the shit that's going on, but I guess as long as we're still safe, I'm hoping there's a happy ending to what's going on, like Syria and that shit.
Yeah, that would be good.
But the biggest thing is like I'm just not a big fan of the fucking gas prices, and there's no way you can't blame fucking what Biden for that.
I don't know.
It's just weird that, you know, they really skyrocketed that much. But I don't know, maybe they'll drop. I'm hopeful they'll drop, but
I don't know. I've been reading we're looking at probably $5 a gallon in a month because of just because things are going to escalate in Syria. But who knows? And then like, depending on whether or not he goes after the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and whether or not the Saudis want to retaliate with oil prices, and I don't know. That's the thing is I don't think there hasn't been any, as far as I know, there haven't been any additional taxes added to the price of gas. It's literally just geopolitics.
The cost of the barrels.
Right, yeah. The cost of the barrels have been going up because we've been bombing the places that the refineries are.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Right? Just, I guess, I mean, after everything that happened last year, it's like just, you're hoping to go into 2021 a little more positive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I am, you know what? I will say, I am feeling a little more positive this year. I mean, the vaccine rollout seems like it's been good. It seems, you know, when he says that we're going to be, everyone who wants a vaccine can have one by May, I'm not sure I believe him, but I don't think he's like deliberately lying. I think it's a sort of like, it might be able to happen, but probably June.
Are you talking about the 500 million doses that will be enough to vaccinate 300 Americans?
Yeah, that might be it.
Fucking guy. I love how he tried to correct himself. And
I don't listen to him either. I
just love how like he tried to correct himself and still made the same error. I'm like, fucking Joe, like you're doing so well. And then, oh man, that goofy man. But I did see there was an article that said I think it was the Allstate Arena or Rosemont that's setting up a vaccination spot. So. I know my dad's encouraged me to get vaccinated.
Do it.
I guess there's no point in not doing it.
No, there's not.
I just don't know where I stand in the line because I looked at, you know, because my dad lives down in Livingston County, out by Pontiac, and, you know, I'm looking up the requirements on, you know, who can get vaccinated first. Right. And it's basically anyone over 65, anyone who is a healthcare worker, anyone who is, actually I do want to pull, you know why I pull it up real quick? Tell everyone, where they can find Cartoon Joe when they need more, Joe after, this freaking show.
If you need more Cartoon Joe, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at violentpress.com. You can also find me on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Perfect.
Google Pod, I'm sorry, I always call it Google Play.
Yeah, well, they did change it. It's not Google Podcast.
Yeah.
How is GCL going? I saw you guys did like an hour-long do review show.
Yeah, it's fine. It's going. I don't know. I'm so tired the last few weeks. I'm just completely out of it. I'm, especially on that show, I'm such an agent of chaos anyway. You know, so I'm not bringing my A game lately.
Well, what's going on at your new job, man? It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot more physical than I'm used to, and it's not that it's particularly physical. I'm up and I'm moving around in a way that I haven't in a long time.
Gotcha.
But I'm doing 40 hours of making beds and cleaning rooms and moving beds around and checking patients in and walking patients out to their cars and stuff. All good stuff. I'm really happy to be doing it. I really love it. But I'm up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I usually go to bed by 9, because I'm also working 20 hours a week for the church. And so, it's usually 10 hours during the regular week and then 10 hours on Sunday. And it's just a lot. I realize 60 hours isn't like a lot, but there was a long time there where I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm not used to it yet. It's just taking a lot longer to get used to than it did when I was, 15.
How's your church been? Congregation growing or?
No, we're not shrinking, anymore now that, the only shrinking we've done is people dying. So,
God damn it.
which is dark, but like they were old. I mean, I don't mean this meanly or cruelly, but they were old. They were the people we've lost are people who were terminally ill or were, 90.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's sad. They're definitely going to be missed, but it's not like we lost anybody we were surprised to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's no nice way to say that, I don't think. But yeah, I mean, I think we're okay. We just got I don't want to say an upside. We did get a wonderful gift from one of the people who passed away. They left us something in their will that is going to really, help us out. But I just don't know. I think that's part of too why I'm so tired is because I'm more and more worried that we're not going to be able to pull out of this. I don't know that we'll survive the pandemic, but I don't know that we'll be able to come back from it anymore,
Well, I do know, I think there's like, at least 11 states now that are lifting like their mask ban. And I mean, according to his vaccination, success rate and everything, I mean, a lot of people, yeah. So, according to the Livingston County Health Department, eligibility for the vaccination is the age of 65 and over, first responders like fire, law enforcement, 911 workers, security personnel, school officers, education, congregate childcare, pre-K through 12th grade, teachers, principals, student support, student aides, daycare workers. So, not students, okay? Food and agriculture, like processing plants, vet health, livestock services, animal care. Manufacturing, like industrial products of goods and distribution to retail, wholesale. Corrections workers and inmates. Principal jail officers, juvie facility workers, inmates. United States postal workers, public transit workers, like flight crews, bus drivers, train conductors, taxi drivers, paratransit drivers, in-person support, ride-sharing services, so Uber and Lyft. Grocery store workers, baggers, cashiers, stockers, pickup, customer service, shelter, adult daycares like homeless shelters, women's shelters, adult day drop-in programs, shelters, psychosocial rehab, persons with disability. This last one's my absolute favorite. Persons with specific health complicating conditions or statuses. So, in my entire list, not one thing mentioned children.
Right.
But,
well, juvenile.
Yes, juvenile inmates. But you're eligible to get the vaccine over them if you are obese or you're a smoker.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Diabetes, obviously, pulmonary diseases, heart conditions, kidney disease, cancer, solid organ transplant, sickle cell disease, pregnant. Huh. So I could get it because I'm fat and because I'm a smoker. I was like, oh man, I can't get it because I'm, 31 years old, but I'm a fat smoker, so I qualify.
Go get it.
Right? So Joe, throw on 30 pounds or start smoking some Marlboros and you too can join me in getting vaccinated.
I'm already a healthcare worker.
Oh, that's true. You're all good.
I'm a healthcare worker now. I'm eligible as of today, but our hospital is not. We don't have any vaccine, so I'm waiting for new vaccine to come in so that I can go get vaccinated.
There you go. Joe, what are you freaking thinking about, man?
I am freaking thinking about Kingdom Hearts. Also WandaVision. Maybe I'll talk about WandaVision over on Geekcast Live.
Yeah.
I have been craving a video game, and way back in the summertime, during the PlayStation sale that like never ended, I bought basically every game I've ever wanted for PlayStation 4. For like, it was like $100 and I got like, it was like 15, 16 games. It's one of the best deals I've ever seen. So naturally I immediately stopped playing the PlayStation for like 6 months after that purchase.
Okay.
Because that's just how life goes. But anyway, I finally am sitting down and starting to play them, and I wanted something somewhat mindless, just fun, and just nostalgic, and not super violent. Like I'm just not. I played through Borderlands recently, and it really, really glorifies the shooting people in the head with guns thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be fun sometimes in games. I'm not knocking it. It's actually like very, very cathartic sometimes. But I just wasn't in the mood for it. Like I'm getting there's so much death in the real world. I don't really want to I don't want to go escape to that in my fantasy world. So I decided to play Kingdom Hearts, and it's just as good as I remember. The graphics I thought would be updated because it's on PlayStation 4 instead of PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And not so much. They're as good as I remember.
But isn't there like kind of a nostalgia thing for that? To get like the old world feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? And it's not as like if you go back and you play like Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's almost unplayable. And the update was really needed. By the time the Kingdom Hearts came out on PlayStation 2, everything was fine. Like, it was actually really, really pretty good. So it's great. I really am enjoying it. It is weird no longer being, like, the same age as the characters. Because, like, listening to their voices, it's like, oh shit, that's a kid. That's a child that I'm playing as now. Which is a weird feeling for me. I've only been 30 for a little while now. No. I feel like I'm a real adult.
I'm a real adult.
Children's characters. Sigh.
Gotcha.
Anyway, what are you freaking thinking about?
You know what? A couple days ago, I finally got a hold of Comcast to try to figure out my bill because a couple months ago it bumped up from like $170 to $218, really? And I was like, I was so sick of it because I've had Comcast for 8 years now, really? All the way back to when I used to live in the apartment where it was like $127 a month, and now it's fucking $218. So I finally called in there and I finally was talking to him. I was like, listen. Two things I want to talk about right now. First thing is, my bill is $218, and I have a lot less than what I used to have when it was like $150. So I need that fixed. I need my bill dropped, or I cannot keep you guys. Right. Secondly, while we're talking about my bill, there is a charge on my phone bill, or on my cable bill, for a phone cable piece of equipment, a monitor, or a modem.
Yeah.
That they charge me $13 a month for the last 5 years, I've never owned. And every time I call and talk to somebody, they say they're going to look into it, they're going to get it figured out, and then when I call to follow up on it, they tell me the same thing. If we take this modem off your bill, even though you're paying $13 a month for it, because it's on your bill, you're getting a $30 credit. So you're really saving $15 a month.
I'm not saving $15 if I'm spending $13.
So I'm just like, yeah, it's fucking dumb. So I was like, whatever. They end up dropping, from like 177 to 157, and I was fine for like a year. But after the year went up, they, after the year got up, they fucking bumped up to 218. I said, I'm fucking done. So I was talking to the girl. I'm like, listen, I've had you guys for 8 years. This is what you're doing to me. I honestly feel like you're taking advantage of me because I'm really nice about this, and I'm really tired of being nice about it. So I need you to fix my bill. I need you to take this modem charge off, or I'm going to Dish, I'm going to AT&T, I'm going to whatever crappy internet cable I can find out here that's over you because it will be half the fucking price. And I'm sorry for cussing at you, lady. I know it's nothing to do with you. You're just the sales. Yeah. But I'm just totally fed up with it. So she put me on hold and sent me to this loyalty agent or whatever. And I started talking to this lady. This lady is the love of my fucking life. And so, she was wonderful. Now, the thing is, like, you know, I explained to her my situation and all this shit. And I told her, like, I'm not paying $218 for the 200 megabyte internet for 140 fucking channels. I'm just not doing it. And I'm sick and tired of paying for this modem I never owned. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there's a modem charge on my bill. And she's like looking at it. She's like, I see you have an HD DVR. I see you have another DVR. And I see you have a phone internet modem. I was like, yeah. But if you keep looking at all my devices, it shows I have 2 internet modems. And she's like, yeah, why is that? I'm like, because the modem you guys charged me for was sent to me 5 years ago and I never received it. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it was sent to me. Apparently was delivered to my house, but I've never received it, never got it. I've never once seen that modem in my entire life, but you guys have been charging me for that modem for 5 years. And she's like, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, I know, because the last guy I talked to about it told me that in order for me to save $30 a month on my bill, I need to keep this modem on there, which really at $13 a month saves me like $17. And she's like, well, first off, we're going to take care of that. So she took it off my bill. She's like, it's gone. You're not going to have to worry about that anymore. Perfect. Here's the thing, though. I don't want to spend that much money for very little shit that I have. I need to find a way to make it worth it. You know, like, just help me out with something here. So she doubled my my internet speed.
Nice.
And doubled my channels. And now I'm paying like $190 a month, which is still pretty high. But now, like, I get like 400 megabytes, whatever that fucking is, plus my 200 fucking channels.
I gotta say, I wasn't gonna comment on it because I just assumed that nothing had changed, but you sound clearer to me in our Skype call. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a difference of like normally you sound fine, but now you sound like crisp.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, and I didn't think that had anything to do with internet. I honestly didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have, but I thought it when we started the call, and I was just like, oh, maybe I just, you know, maybe it's just a nice day. The moon is right. Saturn or something. Mercury.
Right. There's not 8 feet of snow covering everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I decided like I'm going for the 190, but that's not even what I'm freaking thinking about. It was just a build up to it.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, so Comcast has phone service now. You know, the cell phone service.
Yeah.
And she was asking me about that. And she's like, well, let me ask you. I'm like, listen, like, I get you want to sell me on the cell phone, but I'm not trying to switch plans right now. She's like, I just want to ask something real quick. And if you say no, then we're fine. We're done with it. I said, okay, cool. She's like, what do you pay a month for your phone right now? And I say, I pay about $100 a month for Verizon. And she's okay, well, what do you have? I'm like, I have a Samsung Galaxy 8. I have unlimited phone, and I have like 14 or 18 gigs of data or some shit.
Right.
And she's like, okay, could I just tell you something real quick? And I said, okay, like, have you ever thought about getting a new phone? And I said, yes, I wanted to get the Galaxy 21, but it's like $30 a month, and I don't want to have a $135 phone bill because of having a brand new phone. She's like, what if I was to tell you that if you came and had Comcast phone, you know, your cell phone provider through Comcast, you could get that brand new phone, unlimited data, unlimited message, unlimited call for $85 a month. Damn. So I was like, yeah. So I'm like, well, what kind of coverage do you guys get compared to Verizon? She's like, we go off of Verizon towers. So wherever you get Verizon service, you get Comcast. You get the Comcast service.
Right.
And I said, okay, so why is it only $85 a month? And she said, because we're a cable company, so we don't have to pay the additional cable charges and stuff that other phone bills have to do. So I said, okay, well, what if I wanted to keep my phone, but I wanted the unlimited everything? And she said it would be $45 a month. We send you a SIM card. You use the phone you have. Your bill will be about $48 a month after taxes and fees. So she's going to call me back on Friday because I told her I had this weird thing because I told her, like, you know what? You got to give me time to think about it. She's like, well, what are you concerned about? I said, it's not a concern. It sounds absolutely fucking amazing. The fact that I could get the brand new phone and I could have unlimited data for just $85 a month sounds perfect. But the way my mind works is I can't make impulse last minute decisions right off the bat. I need to think about it for my own peace of mind. She's like, hey, I totally understand that. You know, I can give you a call later this afternoon. I'm like, you can't give me a call this afternoon because I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be with my dad and stuff like that. The best thing I could do is if you can call me back Friday, we could talk about that. She's like, cool, I'll call you back Friday. I have your number down. Make a note. I will call you. I will call you on Friday. So I said, cool. So there's a good chance by Friday I'm going to get everything set up to where I'm going to have a brand new phone and I'm going to have a phone bill that's about $25 cheaper. So all in all, if everything works out with Comcast, which I think for me, Comcast is slightly criminal with their like charges and shit because I spent like $28 on fucking like sports fees and news fees that are literally just there to balance out their cheaper fucking cable, but whatever.
Yeah.
But if I get my phone for fucking $85 a month compared to $104 now with a brand new fucking phone that I'm paying as I go, you know, why the fuck not? So that's what I'm thinking about, and that's what I'm going to think about pretty much this whole week. So
nice.
Yeah.
I will. I'm on Google Fi for now, and we run off the same towers as AT&T and T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've noticed is we get deprioritized when it's busy. So when like lots of people are using the phone, who are like AT&T and T-Mobile customers, then our service is not as good as it would normally be. But I don't think that'll be as big a problem for you. One, because I think Verizon is just a better network in general.
Yeah.
And two, because you, I mean, how often are you around like a ball game that's letting out?
Yeah, not really.
You know, I mean, that could be daily up here. So, not in the last year, but.
Well, I do know she said that, there's all these, Comcast cable hotspots all over the world.
Yeah, that's true.
That if I'm on the Comcast plan with my phone and stuff like that, it would automatically jump onto that, so it wouldn't even use the data. It would use the hotspot Wi-Fi.
Nice.
So I think about doing it because she was telling me, like, you know, Comcast has a streaming app and stuff like that. I was like, why don't use it? I only have 14 gigs of data, you know, and, you know, when I sit at work, I would love to sit there and watch a movie or watch a baseball game or something like that, but I just can't because I don't have the data for it.
Right.
And she was like, you get it with us. And I was like, well, let me think about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard. That's hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, $85 a month, and I have the brand new phone, the fucking 21. I'm sitting here with an 8, man. I think the 8 came out in like 2014.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so it's about time. I mean, I'm sick and tired of being on my phone and it overheating and shutting off on me just because I'm reading a fucking news article. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, Joe, actually, I do want to say one more thing before we leave.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, March is Women's History Month, so I want to give a shout out to all women throughout the world. I do believe Women's Appreciation Day was yesterday.
Yep.
Was it the 8th? So
sounds right.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it was cool to kind of like, you know, go on Facebook and seeing like all my friends who are like business owners and brand owners and stuff like that, kind of like, you know, step up and like talk about how proud they are of the work they did. So just real quick, I want to congratulate some of the women who have been part of this freaking show with us and stuff like that. And even like, you know, Just Freakin' Wrestling with Dally, you know, she's a huge part of our show. So I want to say, you know, congratulations to Dally for being who you are. And I know podcasting wasn't easy for you because you're a pretty big, like, shy person, but you're coming out of your bubble, and I appreciate that. Some of the awesome creators we had on the show, like Oh My Sophie and Super Casey, Kitsukami Cosplay, Siren Ray, some of those cosplayers who have crushed it and everything they do and coming on the show and spending their time with us. The keto coach, one of my favorite people, Jackie, for coming on the show a couple years ago talking about keto. I'm really excited actually for me to get back on keto. Joe, I actually want us to go back to doing our diet journeys and vlogs and stuff. I really want us to do that again. Cause that was a lot of fun.
Do something like that.
Say that again?
I said, yeah, I think that'd be fun to do something like that.
Yeah, I think we need to, cause we definitely need to get back into vlogging. I miss our vlogs and stuff. And I also miss us doing food rankings and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day.
What's up?
I said I was thinking about that the other day. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I was thinking before I got back into keto, us, doing, rankings of like all the chicken sandwiches that have been coming out because McDonald's just came out with a fucking chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And it's fucking amazing. So I was thinking like if we did like the McDonald's chicken sandwich, the fucking Wendy's came out with a brand new chicken sandwich. Obviously Popeyes has their chicken sandwich. We could do KFC's chicken sandwich. We could hit Burger King's chicken sandwich. That's 5 chicken sandwiches we could try.
Yeah. I also think, just as a wild card, I think that Taco Bell's coming out with a new chicken taco that's a fried chicken sandwich that's just cut in half and thrown on a...
That's 6.
Thrown on a tortilla.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Hey man,
their bacon chicken chalupas like the best thing I've ever eaten from Taco Bell.
I'm just not a big fan of chalupas. I'm more of a gordita guy.
Totally get it.
Yeah, but I don't know, I'm down to doing it. I'm willing to work around your schedule because I know you pretty much work 6.5 days a week.
Yep.
So we'll figure it out with you. I think the best time will probably be on a Saturday. I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably.
I work every other Saturday. I'm actually off this Saturday. But so maybe this week will be too late to start planning anything, but maybe in 2 weeks we could look at doing something. Yeah. I know I've been kind of questioned on us doing some Podbean lives and stuff. So I know we want to get back into doing that because I was actually listening to, one of our Podbean lives, the other day on my way to work. It was the one where we actually met Sophia for the first time.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to kind of touch base with her, see how she's doing, see how little Travis is and shit like that. But yeah, so, I know we constantly talk about how we're going to build this freaking show to more and more, and it does get busy, so we can't really do that immediately, but we're always going to progress and keep doing it further. Okay. Dieting is one of the big things I need to get back into now that my kitchen's kind of finally put back together. I can start cooking and baking again. So I'm hopefully going to try to start doing keto first week of April. I want to start the first of the month. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to gorge on shit till then, but it gives us time to do the chicken ranking. So I do want to say, hey, let's plan for that, not this weekend, but maybe the 2 weekends from this weekend.
Sounds good.
We'll plan for that. Joe, anything else you want to add, say, or anything?
Nope.
Cool. All right, guys, make sure you check out our show. We release it whenever we have an opportunity to, but it will be found on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music. We are now on Verbal. Didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently we are on Verbal. Stitcher, Player FM, and all you gotta do is hit your Alexa app and say, hey, Alexa, play this freaking show, and it'll play the most recent episode that we release. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter just by searching This Freaking Show. And, of course, on YouTube at FreakNet Studios, where you catch some of the vlogs that me and Cartoon Joe did, as well as the cemetery trip that we did, tours that we did last October, which I've got a couple comments on those, which is pretty cool. So it's awesome people are still watching those and listening to those because me and Cartoon Joe had a fun time doing that. And we look forward to repeating that in October if we could try to find some awesome haunted places to check out.
Absolutely.
So, guys, that's all I got. As always, I am Travis.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.